The Ryder Cup is not your average golf tournament. This three-day affair pits 12 U.S. golfers against their European rivals. Jordan Spieth and Phil Mickelson facing off against the likes of Rory McIlroy and Justin Rose. And this year, Americans are under more pressure than ever before. WSJ Sports Deputy Editor Geoff Foster is here in the studio to break it all down. Good to see you, Geoff. First of all, tell us what is up with Team USA, because American golfers have dominated golf rankings, but they can't win the Ryder Cup.
It's been going on for a long time. They just have a mental block on this, and it's a different game. I mean, I think when you're playing golf and you're on the PGA Tour, you're at the Masters, you're really just playing against yourself and the course,
right?
And you can focus on that. Now all of a sudden you're playing for your country. You got the crowd is way more animated. It's like a regular sporting event where the crowd makes noise, and then you have a team that you can let down, and also the format's different. You know, they do, match play and these foursomes, and you're playing with a partner. It's totally different. So whatever that is changing the dynamics of a sport that's already very much driven by psychology, and it's throwing it off. Because on paper, they should be winning.
Yeah, and Americans are so worried that the PGA of America actually convened this task force to examine what American golfers are doing wrong at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, and the Europeans are just laughing the entire time.
Of course.
When I hear this.
Of course they are. But what did this task force look at?
Well, they
took it seriously.
Yeah, they took it very seriously, and a lot of it we don't know. They looked at a lot of analytics too to see which type of players did well, and I think a lot of this, it's sort of like jury selection and in a court trial. It's picking the right guys and picking the right pairings. A lot of it will be decided very much in the beginning, and then it'll all play out.
Right.
But mostly it's just getting the guys in the right mindset for this type of competition, which is a mindset they're not normally in when they're on the PGA Tour.
And you guys point out that they're traveling with a shrink.
Yes, of course.
They've got home court advantage. They're in Minnesota. They have all this going for them. The odds are in their favor in Vegas.
Right, and they have better players. So it should work.
How's it looking so far?
But it never seems to work out. So far, early on, they were doing quite well. They got a couple pairings out there, and two of the Americans were up. But, it's early. A lot can change, of course.
Right.
And we'll see. It'll probably come down to Sunday when they're all playing match play and individually.
Right, and you pointed out that the crowd's pretty wild here.
Yes, it is.
Despite the seriousness and all the pressure for these Americans.
It is, but some players will hate that, and then other players, like famously Patrick Reed, who's on the American team this year, he was like shushing the crowd like a wide receiver after a touchdown. So some guys get into it. So I think this also goes back to the task force and Davis Love, the captain. A lot of it's about picking the right guys who will embrace this attitude, not guys who are going to freak out when the crowd start cheering. Yeah. And golfers, a lot of it comes down to that kind of thing. We've seen golfers lose their minds when a couple camera clicks go off. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we have this great clip. We have to show it. Did you see what happened yesterday during practice?
It was fantastic.
To the point of the crowd being wild, there was a heckler. He was talking some smack on the putting green, and he actually got invited down to put his money where his mouth was. So here he is. He's walking down. He's wearing jeans. I love this about him. Check this out.
Yeah, I think they were basically like,
Sinks the putt.
I love it.
Have you ever seen this before?
Well, no, they don't usually allow fans onto the course and the green. I mean, it was a practice round, but good for him for hitting the putt. And also, good for the Europeans. They did pay him. I think they put the $100 down there, so, they were good about it.
So is that the moral of the story? Just be loose, have fun, maybe you'll sink some putts.
Yeah, and I think the Europeans, a lot have had that. I mean, it was Europeans who were doing that, who, invited him down. I think they have always had a more loose attitude about it and played more like a team.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can see that from America.
It'll be an interesting weekend.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.